Right. We are here today, 2000, what is it, April 16th, 2023. I think it's the 16th. And we are here with the world famous Mr. Tyreek Navar. How you doing, sir?
My brother Craig, man, appreciate you for having me. Been a fan, love, a supporter for Barber's Only magazine my whole life almost. It feels like, man, to be
Appreciate it.
here, feeling good, man, feeling good.
Man, you're one of the best barbers in the country. You're a huge barber influencer. And you're also not only one of the best barbers in the industry, you are a ambassador for Gamma Clippers. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, before we get into all that, let's find out how did Tyreek get the Clippers in his hands? How did that happen? We first of all let's act like we never met each other, okay? Because we go back a long way, and unfortunately, thanks to COVID, we didn't get to do our last interview. But we're gonna act like we don't know each other. So tell me, how did you get the Clippers in your hands?
All right, man. This is good improv. Obviously, my mother, my late great mother, Roxanne Ferguson.
Yes,
I was
yes,
born
sir.
into it,
Rest in
man. My
peace.
mom, absolutely, man, absolutely. My mother put the Clippers in my hand at a super young age. She had got her cosmetology license while she was still in high school. She was doing hair in New
Wow.
York on the stoop through college, and she took it to an extremely far level as a professional. To the film and
Mm-hmm.
TV world, and literally hair show award winning. She was just an absolute cosmetology standout, and I'm her firstborn, only child. Um, it
Okay.
was only a matter of time. She just waited until I had the coordination before she started putting clippers in my hand. So as long as I can
Wow.
remember, I was lining up her neck and lining my cousins up and all that stuff for as long as I can
Wow.
remember. But
How old were you when you first got the
I think the
Clippers?
first time I put the clippers to somebody's skin, it was 9 years old. And the first
Wow.
time I was good enough to charge for it and make a profit was 12 years old.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and
Wow.
here I am
So you
today
had,
at 33 years old.
hey, you still young, brother.
Yeah.
You still young. So you had the old wall home joints, or
Oh
did you
yeah.
have the professionals at the young age?
Um, Ironically, man, it was a pair of 4FX clippers. It was a cool set. My mom got me my own
Oh
set.
shoot.
4FXs, that's like I'm showing my age a little bit, but that was by Babyless, ironically, by the Conde and Babyless.
What?
Yeah, that was my first pair. I still got them.
Oh yeah. You got saved them.
Yeah,
Gotta say they go in the museum.
that's why I said I got a Clipper museum just waiting down the line.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, let me tell you, you were one of the first barbers I saw using enhancements on IG. One of the first, um, if not the first barber. When did you start using enhancements? Like how did that happen?
Man, I was in college, so I was around 21 years old.
Okay.
Ironically, I had just off of a Thanksgiving vacation, went back home to Atlanta. I went to college in upstate New York at Syracuse University, so that's where I was working at on campus, and you know, get
Okay.
chopping at a high level. By at that point, I was almost a 10-year pro in my career by the time I was 21. But I had
Come on.
just came back from Atlanta, and I met with Marcus Harvey. It wasn't even. It was supposed to be a meeting with Ramsey, ironically, for owner of Salon Ramsey, and he wasn't available. I didn't know till I was already there. I was a kid. Pretty much he oversight. Didn't even think about. Forgot I was on his schedule. I'm sitting there. I got my mom's car. She's like, bring your ass back. You know, Ramsey not there. Just chalk it up. But I saw Marcus, and I knew of Marcus in the shop. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
hey, I'm on the way, baby. I'm leaving here with something. So I
Right. Right.
pulled up Marcus and asked him if he could squeeze me in for a cut. We talked. You know, he hit me with some enhancements, and we talked through them, how to make them look natural and use them. And from then on, man, Marcus will even tell you, it was just from day one. It was pretty natural. I love the natural, you know, finish with the enhancements. How instead of it went a long way, it went further than we expected it to with the paint and all those things, where it just looks
Right.
completely unnatural. But I always like working with shades. My fades, I look at shades. I fade in the light. I fade in the dark. So enhancements
Mm-hmm.
was just a thing that, you know, just pretty much helped essentially create the shades and the textures that I wanted right around the hairline area. So I jumped
Okay.
on them early, man, and you know, always kept them natural. Wasn't ever a fan of the the viral, you know, shoe polish dripping off your face, leaving all.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
Right.
wasn't.
Right. Because I'm gonna tell you, you the reason why I loved your cuts is because they always look natural, always. And it's like you said today, the enhancements have gone way too far than what they were meant to be, I think. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%. When we even use the phrase in the term enhancements, it's to enhance the haircut that's already there. It's not meant to cover
Exactly.
up. It's not meant to create.
Exactly.
It's not a creating process. It's not a cover up mint. It's not a create mint. It's an enhancement. So
Right.
before I would even felt comfortable touching enhancements, I needed there to be a flawless cut underneath. Because what I
Right.
see is, you know, your haircut's good today and trash tomorrow. Nah, that I can't deal with that. That's not for
Right. Right. Okay. So, you started did you find that your quote unquote status grow with social media?
Yeah, man. I got lucky, man. Instagram, you know, just pretty much come up in the era where all of us, man, the me, the J Majors is, the Bones, the
Hmm.
Goats, the whole industry, Diego's, Pacino's, everybody, Marcus Harvey, Hawk, all of us kind of got fortunate for Instagram to blow and be so important to creators at the time that it was, because you know we
Hmm.
really capitalized, man. That's when I realized my reach grew from where I was in New York to essentially global. When I felt like a big fish in a small pond eventually when I was done with school at Syracuse. So I had
Okay.
a hands picking. I was like, do I want to be in New York City? I got 100 shops in New York that would roll out the red carpet today. I got 50
Hmm.
shops in Atlanta. I got 30 shops in LA. Let me pretty much handpick where I want to go, and social media created that avenue for me as well. So I mean, the brand partnerships with companies, like, yeah, social media was huge. Instagram's boom was perfect for you know, my generation, and, just being at the forefront of how to grow as a barber on social.
Right. Right. And it's crazy because it was like right around the time that IG really started to blow up. It seemed like that was around the same time that you was blowing up. You know.
Yeah, tell you, man, I got lucky. Well, I wouldn't even call it luck, man. Fortunately, my interests aligned. I always liked. I'll reverse engineer it. I always felt like my haircuts did not photograph well on those iPhone 7s and the Android. I
Okay.
had the G2, and even those cameras are supposed to be revolutionary at the time. I'm looking at the
Hmm.
haircut and looking at the picture of the haircut and like, nah, the real
Not
life
the
is
same.
killing this. So
Okay.
I got into photography. I enlisted, I was at Syracuse, which is one of the best publication schools in the world. So I had a bunch of friends who were like, yeah, bro, let's do your photo shoots and let's connect. I'll show you. And we teach one. And, people would
Uh,
create video content with, like, yo, let me come shoot you in the shop. I had people also like new in the social media in the sharing world who might have been on the, photography or the videography or, directing side where they would use me as a test subject. So I got super
okay.
lucky that my interests aligned with that. And that was my focus. So I was one of the first people on Instagram with the camera. I'm teaching the Patty Cutzes. I'm teaching the Marcus Hart, some of the biggest barbers in our industry today,
Wow.
the importance of the using the camera. Hey, the cell phone not gonna cut it. And to see it to the level that that's
Wow.
grown to is like super inspiring, man. I've loved that for this industry. It's almost like it comes standard. Like you gotta essentially have your
Right.
camera part of your kit next to the clippers.
Right. Right. Because even now, obviously the cameras have, I mean, the phones have gotten better. Would you still say you need that camera, or could you get away with just using the phone now, in your opinion?
Um, I think you could get away with using the phone per se. Like it just
Okay.
depends on the level you want to take it to, right? Here I am standing. I set some pretty lofty goals for myself that for the viewership of the quality of the content to be just a
Right.
little bit further than the iPhone can generally create, with the sensors. I
Okay.
mean, with all due respect to the iPhone camera, I love them. The sensors, the digital sensors on my Nikon Z9 is just a whole different playing field. It's just a whole different class. So while I do think you can, the reels world, everything has changed, right? Now it's not as much pictures, more reels. You can just pick up your
Right.
phone, run reels in the middle of a haircut, drop your phone in the middle of a haircut, and that's more than enough to create leverage on social now to get impressions, likes, views, comments. Um,
Right. So
it
you
just all
study
depends
the,
on
the no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it just all depends on how far you want to take it. I'm personally building a brand management portfolio to where not only do I do
Okay.
your haircut, but I do your behind the scenes. A lot of my clients are in the film and TV and the sports and athletics world. And pretty much at this stage now, how it's developed, everybody would love, high level 8K content. So I've
Hmm.
built my camera leverage into my career. Now, not everybody might want to take it that far. Not everybody might want that kind of clientele. For me personal, I like to essentially I want the whole budget, if you will. Like
Right.
I want to be
Right.
there not only to cut and go, but to stay there for the full day's worth of stuff. Not only for to create the content, but for access. I'm here at the Emmys. I'm here at the Grammys. I'm here at the NAACP Image Awards. I'm here at BET. I'm here at all these events that my camera
Wow.
has access to, not necessarily my clippers. So
Okay.
that's level of clientele in the pool that I've chosen to want to swim and build my career in, and that does take
Okay.
a little bit more of an investment than an iPhone camera.
Wow. That's amazing. So you are cutting at all these events.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
speaking of the events, who are well, first of all, the term celebrity barber, you were one of the first celebrity barbers that I ever noticed. And well, you know, some celebrity barbers they don't like that term. I get it. But who
Yeah.
are some of your well-known clients that you have cut?
Oh man, it's a huge blessing. I don't even know where to start, man. I've had some of the most influential people trust me, take me on the road with them. Connect me into their lives. Most recently, Caleb McLaughlin, man, he's up next. He's now and next.
Okay.
You
That's
know,
Stranger Things, right?
yes, sir. Yep, from Stranger Things. He's up now and next. I've been fortunate to be on his team for the last 5 years or so,
Okay.
with everything he's done. Spike Lee, I know, he's one of the more bald guys, but Common, learned so much from him.
Wow.
Dion Cole, been fortunate enough to work with him on multiple shows on his own personal things. Marlon
Uh,
Wayans, man, I love Marlon. Worked with him on his
okay.
comedy show on HBO Max. You got to check that out. Worked with him on some movies and his own personal work. Man, I can
Okay.
just keep going. Chris Webber was always one of my favorite guys watching playing growing up. Even now,
Wow.
Atlanta All-Star, Trey Young, love seeing the younger generation. Michael Rainey Jr., everybody
Oh,
knows,
okay.
Freak from Power. Um, watching him turn into a number one, going
Right.
from the kid on Barbershop, where I knew he was from jump. That was my little
Right.
bro, like, man. But just seeing all his development has been a blessing, to witness throughout my career. I
Wow.
can keep, man, but I've just been extremely, extremely lucky with just some of the
Man.
top, tier clients in the world.
Man, that's a blessing, man. That's a blessing. Um, I tell you, like I said, you one of the first celebrity barbers who I really noticed. What's your favorite young barber memory? When you were a young barber, what's your favorite memory?
Oh man, my favorite young barber memory.
Uh-huh.
It's not even gonna involve any celebrities, man. My favorite young barber memory is when I got into a shop for the first time. My brother Mookie Jones was out and he met the owner of this barbershop randomly when he was at a bar that
Uh-huh.
just opened on the Syracuse campus next door to Starbucks. Um, I was able to meet with the owner, got into the barbershop, was so excited, taking pictures of the chair my first day, feet up, like, and
Uh-huh.
we ended up, man, I'm talking about new shop, marketing wasn't there, none of that stuff. We ended up doing maybe 5 cuts a week as a whole shop. You
Oh
might get,
shoot.
if you get 2 cuts in a week, you're killing them. And
Wow.
it wasn't long before I asked the owner at the time, Mark, was like, man, can I, take a little bit of leadership in running people through these doors? Like, let me build the awning. Got on myself, built the awning for the door, the A signs for the streets, flyers. We hitting the streets with flyers. I mean, everything.
Uh-huh.
And to go from us like fighting over, 2 cuts a week to I remember at the end of the day on the sign up sheet, man, everybody was doing north of 15 cuts a day. And
Oh shoot.
yeah,
Damn, so
man.
you you was marketing back then.
Yeah, that was even before hashtags, before Instagram and all that. Where I was like, man,
Damn.
we could do better. And yeah, man,
And what
it
city
got
was
to
this?
this is Syracuse, New York, man.
Wow.
Yep.
50 cuts a day. Oh man, y'all were rolling.
Oh man. So that was a beautiful time, man. That was one of my best memories. Spearheading that, getting the green light from the owner to do so and spearheading that. Um, and I guess the back part of that memory was, although that wasn't like super financially advantageous for me, I didn't get like commission from everybody's booth rent or anything, or not anything, and I didn't get paid for building all those things out. But playing the long game, I ended up having my son in college when I was 21. My son was born, and he was with me in the chair next to me in the shop every day. I'm opening up the shop early in the morning. He opening up the shop early in the morning, and I'm closing late.
Wow.
My son is with me, so it built a community around my son, and
Hmm.
helped him develop a more outgoing. You got to greet people. I'm teaching him the same way I grew up in the salon, how to greet people when
Right.
we walk, how to essentially just understand and build rapport with multiple people and how how to manage that. So it did on the
Right.
back end. That whole memory of that time essentially was just huge for my whole development as a barber, as a father,
Hmm.
and just as a marketing, as a leader for a barbershop as well. So yeah, that was probably one of my favorite young barber memories. I did that at 2021.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Well, on the flip side, what has been your biggest barber mistake, and what did you learn from it?
Whew.
Now, come on, it hasn't been that many now.
I mean, we make mistakes every day. My biggest barber mistake. That's good, man. I think my biggest barber mistake came from a good place. I do think
Hmm.
along the time, sometimes I would work in, someone else's shop and, want to see everybody do well so bad. Just naturally who I am. That's how my mother, she brought so many people into the industry and just gave game so much.
Hmm.
I didn't realize at a younger version in my life that doing that in somebody else's shop where they, would prefer to be the unquestioned leader of the space. I wasn't necessarily ever trying to become a leader or a voice for people and stuff. I just truly wanted to give people the game that I had and knowledge, which, by the time at that point, I'm a 20-year, 15-year pro almost. So
Hmm.
it was just natural to do so. But I did butt heads with some shop owners on the back side of that.
Hmm.
And that was one of the bigger mistakes that I made because it hurt, it essentially hurt relationships that you don't have no intentions on hurting you. This is what people, you think
Right.
you're gonna be at the cookout with the rest of your life, and
Right. Right.
they feel like you stepping on their toes and counterproductive to what they're trying to do. So that's one of the biggest
Right.
mistakes I would say I made. If you want to
Okay.
take that much of a leadership role in the shop, get your own shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, everybody, it came from a good place. You know what I mean? So I think that's all that matters. Your intentions weren't to hurt anybody, and it came from a good place. So I wouldn't feel too bad about that.
Yeah. I mean, the shop owner and I, we didn't talk for a very long. Like everybody in the shop who I was there, they all were very, very still to this day, years and years later, very appreciative of the support that I gave. Nine times
Hmm.
out of ten, if you're in a shop with more than 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 barbers, you're gonna have at least half of them who could really use some help.
Right.
Really use
Right.
some help building the clientele with their skill set, with their customer service. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's still been love, between everybody. But again, I know, it took a while for the shop owner and myself to come to those terms on that.
Okay.
That from both sides,
Okay.
no matter how it looked, it was from love.
Okay. So, tell me what has been the best client compliment that you have ever received? It could be
Ooh, that's
money. It could be a thank you. It could be
that's what I'm saying.
anything.
I've had a couple. I met my wife because of your haircut situations. Um,
Ah, okay.
Yeah, some of those are some of the best. It feel like the haircut is life changing. Um,
It is. Some people, it is.
yeah, it feels like it's truly like, and when you know how much the haircut confidence, that fresh cut, you see that mirror, you be like, woo,
Right.
like
Right.
you know that for at least the first 48 hours, the serendipity, the blessings that you get from your presence, you want to give at least a little bit of that credit to your barber. So
Right.
being in
Right.
those spaces where people give me credit for huge moments in their life, like that, I feel like part of the family at that point. I feel like,
Right.
yeah, that part of the family, man.
That that's funny you say that because I have this thing about tipping, right? I feel like everybody should tip, but if you just show appreciation after the cut, then that's good. Like if you're like, hey, I don't have it right now, but yo, you really hooked me up, then I'm good with that. You know what I mean? So that's
Yeah,
just my
man.
little thing.
Yeah, just
Okay.
again, I'll take a hilarious compliment or a hilarious post on your Instagram story, you know, after the cut as a tip every time. I don't need,
Right.
a 5, 10, 15, $20 tip. I'd rather you put your personality on something to show how grateful you are, than to not say nothing and give me a 10. I don't know. I take the more expressive approach than the more financial approach every time.
Okay. So we've got the Syracuse, beginnings in Syracuse, moved to Atlanta. West Coast now. What has been your favorite barber job? I mean, it could be right now, but what's been your favorite barber job?
Whew. I think, man, this has gotten like, man, last year, and we're putting the bid back in to get back in there this year as well. Nike has
Okay.
a youth basketball circuit called Peach Jam. It's
Okay.
like the Nike Summer Basketball AAU program. Like LeBron James has a team, Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, there's Thaddeus Young. There's so many, like, just all of pretty much majority of the guys to make it to the next level, go through this Nike circuit. All the college kids that go to college or beyond generally are
Mm-hmm.
coming through this circuit. And we put a barber shop in there last year. It was for a week. And we were
Okay.
there for 6 days. We cut all the kids, the coaches. I mean, everybody was there. We got the all access passes. So in those settings, LeBron James, I'm sitting next to LeBron at one game, watching his son. I'm sitting next to Penny Hardaway at one game. Next game, I'm sitting
Wow.
next to Coach Juwan Howard, Ninth Wonder. I mean, you just never, it's just Patrick Ewing is in the behind me in one of my pictures. It's just Carmelo and
Wow.
his high-end, who I've cut his hair for a Sean John ad. We reconnected at the Peach Jam. I'm seeing some of my old guys who I hooped with. It's just like Peach Jam, man, and the Nike Peach Jam circuit, the barbershop. I'm doing the cryo after work every day in the cryo chamber like the players. I mean,
Oh man.
I'm like, okay, it's my lunch break. Let me go sit with Bron and them and watch Bronny play. And I got my camera, so I'm getting footage of everything. And
Uh,
that was probably like
Damn.
that might have been my favorite job of
Okay.
my career. Sure. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Damn. That's that's some serious you rolling with the big dogs as they say.
And I
Okay.
guess I guess what might be tied for that, man, I can't ignore is barbershop movie. Barbershop,
Ah.
Ice Cube, Common, Nicki Minaj, Cedric the Entertainer, Lamar Morris, Anthony Anderson, that Anthony Davis, that star-studded cast. That was the first job that I had just an extreme amount of responsibility. I was not only the
Okay.
barber for a seven male cast ensemble, but I was also the barber doing the behind the scenes cuts that the people getting out of their chairs. I was the
Oh.
hands in the that you see during the cuts. I was a set dresser in the sense of making sure the barbershop looked modern and real. And I was an
Okay.
acting coach, making sure all of the actors were comfortable in the chair. JB Smooth, I put them through barber school before the actual filming of the show. And that
Oh,
was the first movie
shoot.
that they put me in the DVD extras, man. I know DVDs are like extinct now, but I even
Uh,
put me in the extras, gave me my own sequence. So
oh
that
man, I
was
got to get that.
That was different too. Yeah, that was a huge blessing. I continued to work with all of them, Dion Cole, everybody from that cast, Michael Rainey, everybody from that cast really was like, Reed, you my guy. Seeing you perform at this level was inspiring. I don't know nobody like you. And still to this day, I'm still rocking with pretty much everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yo, that's crazy. So you was not only doing the the talent, you was doing the background too.
Yes, sir. Still make and a
Damn.
lot of the background people are my clients to this day.
Wow. Damn, bro. Hey, that's incredible, man. Did you do Dion's latest special? Did you do him? You cut him up for that?
Oh no, man. I not his
Oh,
latest one, no, man. I didn't get Dion for that
okay.
one. I wish. I
Oh,
wish I
okay.
did.
Okay. Okay. Because I mean that was real funny special.
Oh
But
man. I tell him all the time, literally, bro, you don't know how you killed like Charlene's boy. That's his mom. Um,
yeah, yeah,
he
that's
I tell
right,
him all
right.
the time, man. I,
That's the
I
one there.
whether I knew Dion or not, I play that special at least once a week, even if it's in the background, even if it's to whatever. I just really Dion killed it, man.
Yeah, he did. He did. Okay. If young Tyreek the barber, if you could give the young Tyreek the barber some advice today, what would you say to him?
Man, I just got this question on stage at a hair show last week.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you my answer and Taylor's answer. Taylor Cuts, man, one of the dopest barbers in the industry. I got to share the stage with him, and
Oh yeah, yeah.
he asked me that on stage, and it just brought up all the times where I remember I had to deploy humanity, empathy, all those things more than, operating a business. When I had
Mm-hmm.
guys lose their jobs, when I had to, people not essentially any moments where somebody might not have it, I'd rather you
Right.
not go without a haircut. I'd rather, we'll start a tab. You can pay me off whenever you get back right on your feet. But one thing I never felt comfortable is like having my people sacrificing getting, being fresh because they couldn't afford it. So
Right.
I always, looked out for just the humanity of people, and that always came back to me times a million. Um, that I still feel very strongly about that. I think, you know, as barbers, we do have a responsibility to our community, and it's not all about for profit.
Right.
Sometimes you don't understand a haircut will go maybe a longer way than giving somebody $20 to get a meal. Giving them a haircut might go a longer way than you know filling up a gas tank. Um,
Right. Right.
so using that leverage that we can create to help our people is something that I feel strongly about even to this day. And on the other side
Cool.
of that, Taylor's answer was beautiful too. He said to his younger self, I would take every single haircut. Um, and he told a story how there was a guy came in the shop one day, bald head already, no beard. He just wanted a little mustache trim. And Taylor was like, I can't. He's not gonna pay me what $50 for a mustache. Like he didn't know even what to charge for that. His price was 150 at the time. So he's like,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, I'm not going to, what do I tell him? 50? Like, so he just passed up on it. One of the guys in his shop took it. Come to find out, that was, a real high up guy at Old Spice. And the other guy who ended up taking it ended up getting a deal with Old Spice. And it
Oh
goes to
shoot.
show you, don't turn nothing down
Dang.
with your collar.
Wow.
And that
Damn. That's
our answers kind of go together in the sense of like it's a humanity, it's a people thing. It's not even just about for profit or, you know, what kind of style they wear. It's truly a people thing, man. So don't turn down
right.
any cut and like, look out for your people, man.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay. Well, I know what you're gonna say, but tell me your favorite clipper and your favorite trimmer. Tell me why.
Man, so my favorite clipper is extremely new. It's the Stylecraft Instinct clipper. Um,
Okay. How come?
Why is it's extremely light. First of all, I'm over the era of like those heavy clippers, especially at the volume that I'm cutting at a lot of the time. And two, it's the first clipper with a brain. We put this vector motor in there, which runs at 11,500 strokes per minute. The RPM is 11,500, which is,
Okay.
the next best is around 10,000, and that's extremely rare. And generally, clippers stay around 7,200 strokes per minute. So we're
Okay.
getting over 4,000, pretty much a 40% growth in the strength of the clipper in a lighter body. And the crazy thing about it is, if you hold a blade or if you put too much resistance, it'll slow it down.
Right.
What the vector motor and our tool does in the Instinct is it has a brain to kick up more power when it feels resistance, so that it
Mm.
essentially always runs at that 11.5. It doesn't go under when it's going through coarse hair. Clippers drag when you're cutting off a fro or anything.
Right.
Ah,
Oh
no,
man, I need this. I need these clippers, bro.
man. Oh,
I
when I tell
need
you,
these.
and on the blade, there's a taper blade, which is the more curved blade, and then you have the fade blade, which is that steel flat blade. Well, we found this sweet spot in the middle of both. which is a
Okay.
fusion. We call it the Faber blade, the fade and taper combo. Man, I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's that thing is so forgiving when it comes to your fading, but it's so precise as soon as it touches the that cutting blade, it's over with. So you get the benefits to both blades, and you get the power and the lightness. I honestly, I, it's not even a close second with any tool. And I've been in this game a long time.
Damn. And it's and what's it called? The style?
Got one for you right here, my brother. The Stylecraft Instinct.
Okay. Stylecraft Instinct. I got to get that.
Yeah,
I
man. This
got to
thing,
get that.
it got the 4 hour runtime on it. It's a bad boy,
Okay.
man.
Okay. Damn. All right. And
And my
what
favorite
about the
trimmer,
trim?
man, this has been so hard. So I got 3 trimmers right now that I say that's the hardest decision of every haircut of every day
Uh-huh.
is like which trimmer to use, man. If I had to absolutely pick one,
Like say for a ball fade be your favorite trimmer.
the Instinct is a bad boy. It's a bad boy. But the Saber,
Okay.
man, the Saber trimmer, uh,
Okay.
it combined literally the best of every trimmer that's been put out there from other companies. We tried and tested the X Pro blade, the quietness, the metal but light housing, and we all like that crunch. Barbers like that crunch. You get that
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
love that our blade geek crunch. Um, it comes with a zero gapper on the blade. That's one of the things we've done that no one else has done yet.
Okay.
We can't zero gap them out the box for insurance purposes and those reasons. We don't only supply barbers who get the sharpest of lines. We supply a world of cosmetologists and everybody else. But so we put a zero gapper on there so you can zero gap yourself to
Right.
perfection. And I've tested the blade hundreds of times at this point, the zero gapper, and it doesn't miss. So the ability to easily
Okay.
zero gap the tools and the actual tool itself with the blade, this Saber, this is undefeated, man. This thing is undefeated.
Okay. Damn. Well, last questions. One, well, I got two last. One, are you said you teaching some classes this summer?
Yeah, man. I it's a pretty heavy educational schedule for me coming soon. I'm extremely excited that I proposed a partnership with Gamma where I educate our sales force, our ambassadors, our distributors. We're breaking down the tools to a way that they understand and easier for them to sell to their clients and their patrons at their barber supply, beauty supply stores. And
Mm-hmm.
on the other side of it, I'm excited to build this value for the company, man. I really do believe in Stylecraft Gamma for the long term. They've given me plenty of leadership opportunities from the beginning, and this is no different. And I'm like the teacher for the teachers now. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
I'm the voice of the of the people's people. Like, so I'm excited about that opportunity. We got some panel stuff with Bronner Brothers LA. I got more shows with Gamma on the schedule. Premiere Orlando, Vegas later in
Okay.
the year. So there's a lot of I get to tap into a lot of different markets this year. Right now, our training is going
Good.
to be in the Southeast region. Then we're going Northeast, Midwest. Heading out west. So building my whole sales force with Gamma throughout the the whole year, man. Pretty much the whole country and the whole year. So yeah, this is a big year for
Wow.
education.
Man, that's great, brother. I'm proud of you, man. Well, uh thank you, brother.
Oh
Where can we find you?
man,
Like
they
on
got these fake pages
social.
of me now on Instagram, man. I guess I gotta make
Oh
sure
man.
I
That's
sound
when
it
you know
out
you made
now.
it big. That's when you know you made it big time, brother. You got them
Man,
fake ladies
but
big time.
on
You
all
don't got
social
blue check yet?
yeah, I do now, man. I do, man. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so the fakes, so you can find me at the Tariq Navar, TariqNevar, the Tariq Navar on everything. That's on everything.
Okay, okay, gotcha.
Fortunately, I've earned a Googleable name at this point. You could just put Tariq Navar in, and I'm Emmy nominated at this point, so they got a little bit of stuff on me. They got a couple. They know my
Wow.
business. Now I got to
Right.
duck
That's a
behind, duck behind my friends and stuff when I need to. But now,
uh-huh.
all
Man,
seriousness, man. The
that's beautiful, man.
Yeah, all
That's
seriousness,
what's
man. It's been a fun journey for sure.
hey bro. Keep it up, bro. Keep it up, man. I'm still watching you. I'm learning from you. And you the young boy. I'm learning from you, man. So I appreciate it, man. And thank you, man, for giving our platform a chance to learn more about you, man. And I wish you well.
Man, much appreciated, my brother. Craig, man, anything you need from me, I'm happy to support, man. You, your students, anybody in the world, man. Anything you need from me, you got it.
All right, bro. You take care, man.
You too, my brother. I appreciate you. Salute.
All right, bro. Yes, sir. All
Hey,
right. Hold on. Let me cut that off there. Let's see. And recording.